Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy 4th of July, everyone. It's 4th of July in the United States, our Independence Day. Some parts of the world, it's July 5th already because they're way far ahead of us in the time zone. But please remember why we celebrate the 4th of July. It wasn't the taxation by and large that the colonists had problems with. It was taxation without representation. And we celebrate 4th of July because we live in a free and democratic country. We choose our own leaders. Each state chooses 2 U.S. senators, and they choose their representatives. Now, some states have more U.S. representatives than others because of their population, but they are representatives to Congress that vote on bills, and we choose them. And that was why the Revolutionary War, the War of Independence, was fought. So please remember that if you're shooting fireworks today, be grateful when you go to the polls to vote. If you don't like both candidates, vote for the one you dislike the least. That's my advice. Also, many American soldiers in the harsh winter at Valley Forge, many didn't have socks, many didn't have shoes. There were deaths from frostbite. People lost their toes from frostbite. And we need to thank these guys because we are free and independent because of those guys. And George Washington was commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, and he didn't have to suffer at Valley Forge with his troops, but he chose to, and he also served without pay. So we need to thank George Washington every day, but specifically on this day. So, also, yes, people join for different reasons, but the Continental soldiers are responsible for our freedom. Okay, some Continental soldiers were African Americans. Some were free African Americans, and they joined because of the cause of liberty. Some were slaves, and their masters were British loyalists, and they joined to get their freedom. And some, their masters were colonists, and they fought in the place of their master, but not always. But a lot of times the master would say, if you fight for us, if you fight for the Continental Army after the war, I'll free you. That happened with Prince Whipple. That happened with Seymour Burr as well. His master was Jefferson's first president, Aaron Burr. So we need to remember that. Thank them for their bravery and their sacrifices. And some people joined because they were poor and out of work and they needed a paycheck. And the Continental Army was able to provide them that. Even though particularly for general soldiers, regular soldiers, it wasn't too much of a paycheck. But need to remember why you celebrate the 4th of July. When you're shooting fireworks, please remember that. If you're with your family out by the pool, please just take a few seconds to remember the brave American soldiers in the American Revolution, because they were the huge underdog in that war. The British were expected to win the war in 6 months or less. But the Americans believed in their cause that much to be a free and independent country. I'm grateful for a strong alliance with the UK. We have a special relationship, but the UK is the UK and the US is the US. We're each our own country. And I like it that way. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.